Since I can't do the track rods just yet, tie rod ends, track rod ends, because I can't find one that fits, and what I've done is I've decided to order a new set of MG ones. I'll try those on just to see if actually the first ones that got sent through were wrong, and if those don't work then I'm probably just going to order a new steering assembly altogether. So in the meantime we're going to work on some other stuff, and today we're going to take off the anti-roll bar, clean it up a bit and put it back on. Okay, so we're going to remove the anti-roll bar. GT, so it says to disconnect it down here, but I could also do it here, and there are two connectors underneath I think here which need to come off. Now I've gone around and lubricated everything, not just these bits, and I missed a couple actually, because at some point most of this is going to come off, and so I thought getting it on now wouldn't be bad. And I've used this stuff simply because it was available. It says it is both penetrating and lubricating, so we're going to give it a go. I'm going to try, I've got a head cam on, I'm going to try using that to see if I can record the work as I'm doing it. It might get binned. Right, so I didn't read anything in my Haynes manual saying that we would have to replace the coolant or disconnect it, but I can't see how that's going to come out without unless I can take one of these off. No, you see, because I can't, I mean, even then I'm not sure I can raise it up. So maybe if I take, I wonder if that will come off on the other side easily enough. And then if I take these off as well, then that might allow me to slip it out without touching the coolant. So we're going to try that first, and then we'll see. Okay, so this is what we've taken off. We're going to give it a spray to clean it with some degreaser, and we'll wire wheel. Someone has had this stuff off in the past because that's copper grease on there, which is why it came off. I'm going to have to loosen up this end and work out how to get those bolts out. You saw me struggling, hopefully, with this side. And I just couldn't get that bolt out for some reason. Tried a hammer, amongst other things. We'll try some sort of press or something now. But we're going to give it a spray to make it easier to clean, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, so the other side came off very easily. Where's it gone? Here. So that just slipped off, no problem. But this side, problem. So, well, so I can't understand why it won't come out, to be honest. It's all moving quite freely. Well, we're going to just have to have another go at that and to get that out. So the sway bar has been out overnight with its anti or rust converter on. These other bits I did this morning. Everything there was soaked overnight in evaporust, but it's still very rusty at the end, which is why I've put the converter on. I went at everything with a wire wheel and some 60 grit manually. Can't get it completely rust free and back to bare metal. Now with these smaller bits, I guess if I had a sandblaster I could. I worry about taking a kind of flap disc to some of this stuff, because I don't know if I should or not. And so I guess question if anyone can advise me, someone with more experience, about what's the best way of getting this off and getting it back, so that I can then do a better job. Anyway, having said that, with that in mind, so I would greatly appreciate some comments on that. With this, really I should be replacing, I think, these bushings and the seals there, and possibly, I don't know if these can be replaced or if you have to replace the whole bar. I suspect the whole lot, but for right now I'm going to put it back as is once I've tidied them up and painted. At a later date I will be doing the suspension and replacing all the bushes, so I'll do that then. What I have done in order to help with taking things apart, putting them back together, is all my bolts. For the first time I've gone through all of the nuts and bolts, and with my tap and die, so these all are now screwing in very easily, very well. I've also tackled all of those, of course, with my wire wheel as well. So you can see here some of these have come out quite nicely, and yet others which have had the same treatment, considerably more rusty still. So yeah, so again, some advice about how to deal with that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so here are the parts all cleaned up. So cleaned and painted, ready to go back on. This is just a block of wood. So we're going to put those back on now. I'm going to connect things up back on the car rather than connecting these arms on here now and then pushing it through, because we saw the trouble I had getting it out. So we'll put the sway bar through and then start connecting things up. I've got the cleaned off bolts all over there, and we're going to have another go at recording me doing it, but I've got a tripod now, so we're going to try a slightly different approach, see if we get a better result. Okay, I've got it loosely on up top, loosely on here and down at the bottom here. I haven't done the other side yet, but I also forgot to put this piece back on, which goes in here. So I'm just going to take that off. I don't think the time lapse I was doing was working very well, so I'm going to not try on the other side. I'm just going to finish putting that in, and then I'll tighten it up, and then we'll come back and just have a look at it. But I do like the look of the kind of painted, newer looking bits. I guess that's just me. Well, I don't think it is just me, but you know, it always looks better. Okay, so this is all back on. Looks better than it did. Makes the rest of it look like it really needs doing now. Even more so than it looks before. I tightened both that and the one down here up to 80 Newton meters, which is 60 pound-foot. I could only find the one torque within my Haynes manual, so if anyone could confirm for me if that's right, I'd be most grateful. Other than that, on to something new. I haven't decided what yet, but it's only about 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning, so I think I will be doing something today. I just haven't decided what.